Quick little update on the Civic build. We got the Skunk2 intake manifold on. We got these sweet injectors from Marion Fuel Injection. They are Siemens Deca. They're like 750 cc's a minute, way too big for this motor, but hey, it runs with them. Got it running. It idles okay after turning the pulse width like way down. Still waiting on a throttle cable. I didn't like how this one like swung way over here and the bracket was all wrong, so I ordered throttle cable, bracket, throttle cable, and then I'll have a gas pedal again. But she starts up, she idles after making some adjustments. Oh, frustrating time this morning. Spent like 2 hours trying to get Wideband to work. I got Link ECU and I got Link's CAN Lambda module all wired into the CAN bus and couldn't get it to see it. Couldn't figure out why. Actually bought Link's other newer version CAN adapter plug, and so I put that in on CAN bus 2 and plugged it in. Still didn't work, so I started checking my wiring, checking all this other crap. Ended up doing a firmware update on the ECU itself, and boom, started working. I don't think we had this working in the last video. I have a functional fuel gauge now. That took a little bit of finagling, but it's working. When you're empty, it'll be empty. When it's full, it'll be full. It's the mid-ranges that aren't very accurate. We're going to end up wiring that to Link so that we can make a table to make it more accurate. I'll probably do another video on that because it's kind of time consuming. But like I said, we got this thing running. Got a tachometer. Lambda signal should pop up after a little bit of a delay. Any minute now. While we're waiting, that's what I was talking about, that Master Fuel 7. We started at like 35 with the old intake manifold on. It ran 35. Bigger injectors, had to turn that pulse width way down to 7, and now we're going. Idle's a little high, but I'm not going to fine tune it until I got all the charge pipe back on. There's going to be a little bit more load pulling air through that turbo. And then we'll fine tune that idle. The idle is being controlled by regular old Honda 2-pin idle air control valve. The one on the old intake manifold was a 3-pin. And that threw me through a loop for just a minute. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, but actually had to move a pin on the ECU harness to a place where there was an empty pin, so Link didn't know. Link couldn't see it. It wasn't there. It was sending power on the wrong pin, so I had to move that pin. But you see, we got our Lambda signal working. We're still running way too rich, but now we're ready to tune. We got Wideband, so that's about it. I've done a little bit more wiring. Tomorrow we might get to start doing some body work while I wait for my buddy to write the XML file that's going to get all the rest of these inputs working on Real Dash. He says it's easy because he's a nerd.
It's over my head.
Stay tuned.